Cool. All right. So a couple quick things. It's fucking dumpster. It's so ridiculous how many people we've been going through, but like we can't really trust Ant's opinion. And then Melissa's gone and Arija's involved. Like it's a simple thing, but like let's just figure it out. Um, the point I was making is that the dumpster, our budget last year was 108 a month. We're doing the same number of sales, but we're paying double the dumpster. It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that it wasn't quite enough last year. We ended up getting the big dumpster at the end of the year, but that wasn't just last year's shit. That was like years of shit that we threw out. Um, but I don't see why we need twice as much dumpsters emptying on the same amount of sales. It doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
Just saying that it wasn't budgeted for. It wasn't. Right now we're spending, and this took a month. A month went by. We just spent another. Yeah, we've been spending 220 a month in the budget. We're doing. It's twice as much. So that wasn't in the budget. If that's what we need, that's what we need. But I don't understand why on the same sales we need to empty the dumpster twice as often.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, what are the options? What can we do? Can we get a larger dumpster?
That's what I asked Arish, or maybe it was Melissa, to look into. Let's see. Yeah, right here. I said, I think somewhere it's just check and see if we can get a larger dumpster, dump less frequently. This is a cheaper option. And then, okay, Melissa did get back to it. They do not have a bigger option right now. The best was increasing the visits. Check in on the need with him. Okay, so it's the only size dumpster we can get, I guess. That doesn't make any sense to me. I know there's bigger dumpsters. Should we just ask Arish to double check on that? And
Yeah.
do we need it?
So.
Is it are we emptying half full dumpsters every week instead of a full dumpster every 2 weeks? Is that what we're doing?
I'm
Or
not
is it?
sure I'm really not sure what the dumpster looks like. I think Mark would have a better idea.
Yeah. Okay, so she asked Anthony. Do you trust his opinion on that?
No, I don't think he has any idea.
Okay.
What was Anthony's response?
She said, "Do we still need a once a week trash pick?" He said, "Yes, maybe for another week or two.
He said what? Maybe every other week or two?
Maybe for another week or two."
Okay.
So I just spoke with Steve. Can you ask Mark? We're doing the same sales. Why do we need dumpster twice as often? Also, can you double check? Go check with dumpster company if they have a slightly bigger one that we can dump less often for floor costs. All right, so we'll do that. Sound good?
Yes.
Just such a stupid thing and way too many hands on it. Just another triangulation inefficiency. Shouldn't be that hard to figure out how often you need a dumpster. It doesn't make any sense to me. That's just does that make sense to you? Same sales, need to empty it twice as often as last year, unless we're doing different types of work. It's the only thing I can think
No,
of, but it doesn't make sense to me.
if
Sounds like
nothing
it was
changed.
probably like 1 week or a couple weeks in the spring, and then we decided to put on every week. Another thought, just a thought, and I don't think just to mention the idea to you, I don't think that we need to change it. But one thought I had was our budget we had for bonuses is based on doing more sales, and in reality, that does affect our bonus we have available that we can pay out. But I don't think that the guys should be held accountable for that. Thoughts? Like we should adjust the bonus. Should we adjust the bonus budget because we're doing less sales, or that's not what we told the guys, right? It wasn't based on how much sales we did.
So the bonus budget, $60,000.
Yeah, but that was based on doing like 300,000 or 400,000 more sales.
Okay. How much do we have left in there now?
What's that?
How much do we have left in the budget now?
Good question. Let's see. $14,000
Okay.
as the initial 60, right? But my point
Right.
was just that this bonus budget was based on doing a different amount of sales, but that isn't their fault, and um, it's not their fault. So I don't think it'd be fair to cut it from them. What do you think?
Oh, sorry. Are you talking about next year? Or are you talking about what's
I'm
remaining?
talking this specific year, right? We had a whole bunch of budgets, right? One of the budgets was sales, which we didn't hit. The other budget was bonus that would pay out based on that number of sales.
Right.
So because we didn't hit that number of sales, our bonus budget wouldn't be that much. But we're still paying the same bonus budget even though we're doing less sales. But
Yeah, I
that's not
get it.
really their fault, right?
No, not their fault. It's outside
Mhm.
the budget. They're
Yeah,
two separate things, I think.
yeah.
Regardless of
I
what we
mean,
do for
it's their fault
sales,
that
we committed to 60,000.
yeah, it's not their fault that we don't have two more crews running, right? Well, it
Right.
would be divided. I guess the bonus would be divided by two more crews if we had two more crews, right?
Sure.
All right, it's not their fault though. The bonus would just ran out quicker. So basically they're all
Yeah.
making more. Um, there's more available to them. But it
Right.
looks like, I mean, we're gonna, in terms of what we're spending for the budget, it looks like we did bid that pretty accurately. You know, we have 14 left and a couple months left.
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll maybe have a little bit left over. If not, it'll come in damn close, right?
Right, really close. Yeah. Um, so I've been listening to that traction book. It's just this ebook. It's actually pretty nice. It's like a summary, so it's shorter.
Yep.
But it just got me thinking about looking at these, just other podcasts I listen to like bigger pockets and stuff. Just talking about like goals and reviewing it. We don't look at this every week. I put on the first tab to try to make us look at it every week.
Hmm.
Um, but you know, plan for the year, we planned 20%, but right off the get go, we obviously were looking at this and we set our profit goal to 10%, right? Because we planned on
Right.
20. We only aim for 10, and our sales aim for 1.15, headed towards like 1.2. So clearly we fell short. So I decided to column here for actual results at the end of the year. Well, I wouldn't say we fell short, but we're definitely tracking that way. Um,
Hmm.
so we'll put in the actual results, and then I guess we'll update our goals based on where we actually fell. But I think it's important to keep the eye on where we're headed. And like I was saying last night, I think we should share this with the guys and incentivize them based on it. At that conference, the Leanscaper, it stuck in my head about how you associate like their salaries with the sales number. So like once we hit this goal, you're going to make this amount of money, you know, because then they're really bought in. But I think it's important to get bought in on where we're headed, right? Like this is the plan this year. This is where we're at. This is what you're going to get if we get there, you know. I
Right.
think that will help people be more on the same page and care more about everything, not just about what they're doing. Because right now their incentive is just based on their crew's performance. If we were to put in company performance too, they'd be incentivized to be like, hey, that crew sucks. They're, you know, this guy's stealing gas. You know what I mean? Like they're going to care more than we bought in.
Right.
All right, the debt log. So it's showing us at a profit of 7,000. Remember, we have this RBS transfers we're taking out. So this is where the difference is. The credit card actually is a credit balance right now. We have 12 grand in the account. I paid myself back for the RBS. I put 5 grand in RBS. So I ran my payroll. So I'm caught up on my payroll. So this is essentially my loan that I put in. I paid off on that too. So basically there's 17 grand left here. And then this is basically our salary, should have been part of our overhead. So this is representing, we're still negative about maybe like 5 grand or something, 4 grand in
Hmm.
reality. We have this RBS that's looking like, but that's kind of really our salary should have been higher in the budget. And it will be next year. I'll correct this for next year. But for this year, just keep note, this is kind of really an RBS expense here. Um,
Right.
Super close and like this trajectory. I'm really glad we did this year because I think it's gonna be a really good tool for next year because we like to reference the year before. So we'll be less stressed out when we know what expectation to have here. You know, well, now
Hmm.
we have some baseline to compare to. And I'll be like, oh man, like, oh, we were, you know, last year we still made money, but it was in October, and I mean, so we'll kind of be able to compare it. So we'll be less stressed out knowing if we can compare it to last year's data, you know, knowing
Hmm.
that this make our money. And not that I didn't kind of know that, you know, I know that we're never really making money towards the end of the year. And if we can change that, it'd be great. Obviously, it's hard when we're doing zero revenue in January and February and racking up like 50 grand a month in debt or whatever, you know. It's really
Right.
hard to start making money earlier because you got to pay that off. But it's good to know these bumps. It's good to know these patterns. But I pretty much when we first started doing this, I think it was projecting like early September, right? Then we had a really shitty
Hmm.
summer. and then they pushed it out till October. So it's also good to know the forecast was like pretty accurate. Like it worked out pretty well, that forecast line.
Right. Yeah, I think so
Way
too.
back when, yeah, see on July 11th, when I was throwing ChatGPT just to cross check it, it projected like August 18th, but this is back in July. Then we had shitty months, kept pushing it back. August
Mm-hmm.
14th, it's September 2nd. So, we're obviously going to beat that unless something goes completely the wrong direction. But obviously,
Mm-hmm.
this change, more data comes in, it gets more and more accurate. So, anyway, that's pretty cool. We're getting super close. And like I said, and just like I said, walking around last night, like we fucking like beautiful. That the equipment in the pit, like we've done a shitload. And like I forgot, we got like that box truck we bought in cash. Like we really stacked up on equipment this year. Not to mention one of the trucks we got last year. We're on like a 3-year loan on that, so we're already like 2 years through it. So that truck's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
paid off. That GMC will get 15-20 grand for. So we're gonna be okay. Like we always are. Um, and we'll just keep doing better. We just got to figure out the sales next year, but our margin's been fantastic.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, best margins we've ever had.
Yep.
So let's see. This Target, this is on your card. Well, it's $4, but just to throw it in here. Who was it? Or just throw it on red, or that was just
Yeah.
that's just like a place or something,
That's
right?
yeah, it's for me.
All right. Um, all right. So a lot of job supplies this week. It looks like we did some projects. Case materials. What is that anyway?
Case materials is mulch, loam. They're in Attleboro.
Okay, so we're doing a job over that way.
Yep.
All right, so revenue. Oh wait, you know what? We got to fix something. So we went back and fixed. So when we did this last week, Arish fixed it for me. Okay, I was gonna do it live, but what she did for the revenue down here when we were doing our annual tracking, or sorry, for the month, she fucked it up. She threw in, and actually went back to our KPI videos. I just thought of it like in my sleep. I was like, wait a second, we have a record in all of our videos. So I went back to our KPI video, and instead of the revenue, remember at the beginning of this month, it said like 20 grand or something. She
Yep.
accidentally put in our gross profit there instead of our total revenue. So that's where the error was. So we caught that, fixed it. And looks like she already threw in. So this was for September, 1294 and 77. No, she didn't fix it. Okay. So 90. So total hour. Oh no, she threw an extra week is what it was. August, September. So we have this week in there, and it shouldn't be correct. 30 to 10 4. This week shouldn't be in there, right? 928.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's 2 days. That's gonna fall in this month. Okay, so um, yeah. Just gonna throw this down here, so we don't lose it. All right, so this is August. Or sorry, this is September. September. 927. Yeah, most of the days fall this month. Okay, so we got 1293 hours. So I think we're at like 60. We lost 100 grand, right, in September when we looked at this before.
Mm-hmm.
So let's fix this. September, 8% overtime. So it's 8 point. That's right. We did that one still right. And then total hours. So we're supposed to get 2,400 and we got 1,294. So the hours are still right. So it's just this
Mm-hmm.
charge rate. We're supposed to get 98. I knew 77 wasn't right. We were getting good charge rates. So it's actually 94.50. Okay, so it's gonna make a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
134. So we lost like what's that at? One must have been at like 160. So we lost like 25 in September. So it's not bad. I mean, losing 100, that looked really bad, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did.
All right. So overall for that last month we aimed a little high in this charge rate. We were a little high and obviously very very shy in the hour, half the hours, and the charge rate was $3 short. So that all
Mm-hmm.
comes up the top there. So that was not what we forecasted. So yeah, we planned. So I guess we plan on carrying all these hours over from. And more notes here. Okay, I guess I'm gonna put notes in the number of guys. So this 23, it looks like basically we looked at basically it was consistent 9 local guys and 4 H2Bs working, presumably 40 hours a week, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
42 hours a week. That's what we did. Okay, in September we planned on 43 hours a week times 13 guys. So obviously we're not hitting 43 hours a week with 13 guys, right? We got
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys. They're not working 43 hours. They're working whatever the average of this is, 43 hours. But by, let's say 9 guys. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's funny. So we hit 43 hours a week as we planned on, but we didn't have 13 guys with 9 guys. Well, this is
Mm-hmm.
also last week. I don't know about September. But yeah, I mean, we need 13 guys. We need to run 2 more crews this year, and we would have been right on track.
Right.
All right, so that September is corrected. So last month, about 20, or sorry, last week, 20 grand short on revenue. Hours are short like 150 based on the plan. Margin short 14. The charge rate was low. So hours and charge rate were low last week. Actual hours. There was a lot in the waste log, I noticed. Look, all these unbillable hours. We'll go through the waste log, but it looked like kind of a sloppy week to me. Like it looked like kind of a shit show based on the waste log. Is that true?
It didn't feel that way.
Oh, okay. It looked like that in the you'll see when we get to the waste log. Um Charge rate, so 80, 84, 95. How did so Maroon did better last week? Are they so leaves are coming into play now? And I'm
Right.
wondering if they're not bagging leaves and they have complaints coming their way. And what's the crew arrangements here? Is Maroon are these 1 or 2 crews, 2-man crews here?
Blue Crew's been 2-man crew.
Okay.
Green's
Greens,
1-man, and Maroon's
red,
1-man.
Maroon, 2-man.
Blue Crew's 2. The other 2 are 1-man.
So 2-man crew outperforms. And who's on this crew?
Which one?
Maroon
Necky.
and
Randy's green.
no, who's on the crew? Maroon's crew, Necky and who?
Just Necky.
Oh, you said it was a 2-man crew.
Oh, sorry. Last week it was Mark and Necky because Randy was on vacation. Stop! Cat's fucking destroying shit.
So is Mark a good worker?
He is.
Yeah. Well, they got a good charge rate. I think they've been higher than where they've been. Let's see, Maroon. So I think last week they were the underperformer, right? Yeah, they got 71 last week. Was that Necky alone? Do you remember? Or it's 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you remember.
2 weeks ago, Necky was alone, yes.
And how about and now it just their rate like dropped way off 2 weeks ago, and then it picked back up again.
Mm-hmm.
It's odd. You don't remember the week before that, do you?
I don't.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, I don't know if it has to, or maybe they're doing properties like in Narragansett that don't have as many leaves.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, they got a good charge rate. We'll see if it bites them in the ass or not. If they get, I mean, do they have any complaints?
Nope, no
Extra
complaints.
hours. Complaints. All right. Well, cool. Um, 92 in orange. Only did $900 for revenue, so it doesn't affect much. So red here is back to doing fucking 4 times the revenue of everyone else.
Red what?
Yeah, more than 4 times the revenue of the mowing crews.
Yeah, crazy, right?
So they're like 4 mowing crews combined. They're doing more work than all 3 of these 10, 14. Yeah, they're doing more work than all 3 mowing crews.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
Whether it's more work or higher value work,
Yeah. On one hand, it's more work to sell the work, right? And it's more complicated. But at the same time, would you rather do that or manage 3 more mowing crews? It's kind of right.
Proof is in the pudding.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you complain about the projects because they're a lot more work. People complain, more management, more sales time. But if you had the choice to manage Red Crew or 3 more Mo Crews, what would you pick?
Manage Red Crew.
Interesting, right? Just food for thought.
Uh-huh.
So these guys got these guys got and plus you have one truck set up instead of 3. So really there's more hidden profit in here. There's less overhead required to run 1 crew than 3 crews. 3 crews got mowers,
Right.
they each got like 100 grand of equipment they're rolling with.
Correct.
So Red Crew's got 97 an hour. And then just looking, oh, this makes okay. The Mo Crews are a little bit lower, that's why. So 97. I would expect this to be higher than 88 based on these numbers, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I guess 93, 83. Well, the numbers don't lie. So, and Silver Crew is a little lower this week. He's been like mid 70s. But we know why too. He's doing different types of work. It's in the waste log.
Right.
Anyway, overall, we were short in the charge rate, which hasn't been the norm. We've been we've been $1 or $2 shy. We haven't been $10 shy. So we're $10 shy in the charge rate, and we were significantly short in the hours. It's going to come back to bite us. So a lot of stuff in the waste log this week. I noticed it's just been a couple things, but then there were a lot this past week. So Blue Crew wasted 2 hours going back to the shop for a machine. The one we broke down didn't have a spare because it was in service. What machine are they talking about?
Not sure what number, but a spindle broke on it.
What type of machine?
It's a mower, yeah. It was a mower.
So we only have 1 spare?
Shoot. I'm not sure, man. You know, I hired Anthony to manage the equipment.
Yeah,
and Mark.
well, we don't. Yeah, well,
You know,
that's not happening. This is a correctable issue, right? Like this is not supposed to happen. So I mean, it hasn't happened. It hasn't really happened much this year, but you know, this is preventable. The whole point of waste log is to locate things we can, and we'll go through it all at the end of the year. We always throw in ChatGPT, but this is something that's preventable, right? 2 hours it's preventable if we had a spare machine, and that's a fault of someone doing their job, right?
I'm curious why Blue Crew wouldn't have a second mower on their truck, because every team should have 2 mowers.
You're right. Sometimes they don't like the second one or whatever. But they should have 2 mowers. We're also still supposed to have spares, so it sounds like there might even be 2 faults there. You know, maybe if they didn't have inventory. He said you haven't cleaned the trucks lately, which I don't know if that means you haven't done the inventory lately either.
Nope.
But what's that?
No, we haven't.
Yeah. So I mean, chances are shit's gotten shuffled around, and they don't have. Honestly, a lot of this is inventory stuff. We'll see. Yeah, so they should have 2 mowers in the truck, and there should be a spare ready. So it sounds like there's 1 or 2 problems there that are definitely preventable. So this 2 hours shouldn't have been wasted. I think all this has to do with that sod you laid out in front of the garage, right? We load the rolls of grass in his truck. Sod help load sod for Red Crew. So does this all have to do with the sod that we laid out in front of the garage, maybe?
I think
Everyone's
so.
helped in the truck. Yeah, so.
Yep.
This is what you discussed last night. No route set. This is preventable. This is stupid, right? This is directly on Anthony's accountability. No route set. Sod was placed in front of the garage. So this sod thing, it's a one-off. You know, shit happens. So but it looks like This costed us. That job, that cost us an extra 6 hours or so, or maybe 4 hours. No more than that, because there's another hour here. So like 5 hours of labor getting that sod loaded up. Even more, 6 hours of labor. So a lot of that was sod related.
I got to find out what's going on with this mower. So Blue Crew had a mower break, and then they went back to the shop because they didn't have a spare mower.
Okay, must have been a mower they're mowing, right? Yeah. So they went back to the shop for another mower, and the other one was being worked on. So there was no spare, and they either didn't want to use their second mower or they thought they needed another mower. But some production, but there should have been a spare, and they should have had a spare in the truck too. So. We should make sure they have 2 mowers. I've heard guys just have the preference that, I like that mower. So Efren does that, right? He wants to wait around for the machine he wants, but that shouldn't be, that should be against their bonus. If they prefer a mower, they want to wait because that's not necessary. They should get out of there if they have a mower that works. But they also should have the option of grabbing a second one. So it would have been waste there anyway, because they would have gone and gotten the second one, wouldn't have been ready, and there would have been some waste anyway, right? Because they would have still gone to get the second one, it wouldn't have been there. So Mark, for whatever reason, I thought we had like 2 extra mowers even.
Every crew should have 2 mowers.
So I'm saying every crew should have 2 mowers, and we should also have at least 1 spare that's ready and working. But
You
I
have the
think
walker.
that's ready and working.
Ready and working. So wait,
Yeah,
so
well,
blue crew should lose their bonus, right? They didn't have a spare mower.
right.
Anthony shouldn't get a bonus for that because he knows every crew should have 2 mowers on their truck. So blue crew loses bonus.
We don't know if they had 2 mowers or not. They may have just. So we'll find that out. Did they have 2 mowers? They didn't want to use the other one, or did they only have 1 mower?
I
And
just
if they only
texted
have 1
Anthony right
mower-
now.
Okay.
He's texting. He's typing right now. Either way, they came back. Even if they had a second mower, there was no need to come back to the shop. They could have just dropped it off end of day. So why would they go out of their way to come back to the shop to drop off a mower when they could just use a second one?
Right.
Either way,
exactly.
he's losing bonus, man. Enough of this, right? What the fuck?
Yeah. Right.
Fucking. All right, let me just text a reach.
Yeah.
No bonus for Blue Crew last week. They came back to the shop to drop off a mower. I'm not sure why they did that. There was no need to do that. Thank you.
I'm just going. I'm back.
Cool.
Yeah, that's totally the production manager. Like he should be responsible for making sure these inventories happen, and if they don't, then that's totally on them.
So he mentioned 2 weeks ago, I got to get these inventories done. I was like, cool. So
Yeah.
sure. So he's not going to do that. So I'm going to set those up and get those done next week.
Okay. Side note: the earthquakes in the Philippines. I don't know if you saw in the news, but it gets me thinking again about that consultant that pointed out. If they get a typhoon, our entire office is out. So, we probably just something to think about that vulnerability there. It was nice having Melissa, just someone cross-trained locally who can help with some shit, because that would suck, right? If they were just missing for 2 weeks because all their power went out and it's the Philippines, so they don't get shit back together fast.
Right.
Probably the city, she's in the city, so they probably have first world service there, but shit happens. But that's a vulnerability there. Having our entire office in the Philippines,
Yep. Yeah.
that could create all of a sudden we're trying to create stability, right? And that's something that's a 3-legged chair. Good to have 4 legs. All right, so then the sod stuff, that was just a one-off, shit happens. Gardening concern for silver, trim off step material in the shrubs. And then I've seen this happen before, so this is a repeating thing. Kevin, when he goes out to do mosquito and tick, he's not equipped for that. So, that's the problem. I've seen this happen more than once, that Kevin goes and does stuff he doesn't normally do, and he's not equipped for that. So, I don't know. Maybe we'd want to consider having his. I mean, he has a big, huge truck, right? I guess it's a box truck, though. But if he had that stuff on him all the time, as part of his inventory as a gardening / mosquito and tick crew, then this wouldn't happen. But this has happened more than once, and this costed us.
What is the issue again? We keep all the mosquito stuff in one spot. It's in that bin outside the dry storage. There should be no issue with that. What's the holdup here?
Meet Efren to get mosquito and tick chemicals.
Oh, yeah, that's because Efren was using his truck, and Kevin had to use a different truck. So the mosquito and tick stuff was in the truck that Efren took. So Kevin didn't put it in the bin.
Okay, whatever the case, he wasn't equipped to do this work, so that's what the holdup was. And this has happened before. I've seen this happen 1 or 2 other times this year.
Yep. So I'm
Again,
gonna text Kevin right now before it gets away from us, and I'm just gonna say, hey Kevin, for mosquito and tick, please put all mosquito and tick stuff inside that plastic bin outside the dry storage, so we're not having to chase that stuff around. It will all fit right inside that plastic bin. Foggers, chemicals, water jugs, etc. Thank you. Okay. Man,
All right,
it's
here's
like
another.
Everything's
2
gonna
more.
be babysat.
Looks like 2 more service concerns. Tamp down recently installed Riverstone, a fix, and then uncompleted job, weed whack, and blow down areas Maroon could not get to last night. So they ran out of daylight or something.
Anthony,
There's only half an hour.
uncompleted weed whack and blow down areas. Maroon crew could not get to last night. What?
So it sounds like Maroon crew ran out of daylight. It's only half an hour. It'd be 15 minutes with two guys, right? You'd think they'd be able to get that done. Just finish the job, right?
I'm not understanding that. Anthony was weed whacking and blow down areas. I have no clue, man. I heard nothing about that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why they didn't finish the job there. It sounds like they should have.
Yeah, I guess a lot of waste last week, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was noticing, and that's probably part of the lower charge rate. I mean, this is a lot. I mean, look at all this time wasted. We sum this up. So 13 hours, right? If we did 13 less hours, what would our charge rate been? Just out of curiosity. So if this took 380, 377, our charge rate would have gone from 88 to 91. So $3 an hour that costed us all the waste last week.
Can you please send me a screenshot of that waste log in a text if you can
Yep.
from Google Voice, and I can talk to Anthony about that?
Yeah.
I don't know how much good it's going to do, but
Yeah. Let's do it now before I forget.
there's no way I can focus on selling all day, dude, when I've got to babysit every
We know.
single thing
Let's not waste time. Let's not waste time talking about it. We know.
can't.
We're gonna figure out a solution for that. We know. Um, for audit. Okay. So we did this. Finally, we got the numbers in here that we wanted for the applications. So these are the people who are off route. I don't have the names here. We can pause the video if we need to get the names. But they're getting, we're getting crazy charge rates on the jobs. But like they're also 1 hour. We only spent 1 hour working at this charge rate. So we got $457 for. We don't really have quite enough data here to really make good decisions because we don't have the drive time included here. I have the map, right? So like this guy out here, we'd have to see who it is, but we might just have to do it visually because we're making $400 an hour, but it's 1 hour and 5 trips. So I think we should just do it. Clearly, we're getting really good rates. If they're off route and we're getting lower rates, here's an hour, but our charge rates are crazy. So it's not a matter. It's really just all that matters is the drive time of these FERT jobs, right? Where they're 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. They don't take any time to do. It's all about the drive time. And if we don't have tight routes, then we're not making money there. Because we made $40 an hour, but this doesn't include the fact that we drove a half an hour there 5 times. So I guess the best way to handle these is we'll just look at it visually in a map, and if they're not growing areas, so I would just say that like maybe these couple people, I don't think we're making this. We don't have enough data to really do it, and this is including job supplies in here, which probably isn't a lot either, right? Like, what do you spend $100 in total on a job for the year for supplies? This is including the job supplies because service autopilot, we just don't have the data to know what we actually use there. But if you knock off like $100 in each one, right? Like this one's off route, but we're getting, we have doing double the rate we're doing here. I wish we had better data there. It's a limitation of the software, But I think that this guy out here, if we're driving there 5 times, it's probably half an hour each way out of the way almost, right? So it's almost an hour per trip. So if you add that in there, say 20 minutes, say 40 minutes per visit, just for that, it's really going to knock down these charge rates. If we do an hour for round numbers times 5, that's 5 hours. So we're making $100 an hour less the time on the job. So we're probably hitting like 70 an hour or something, but it's a 1 hour, so really, I think we just need to look at the density. That's our best approach, I think, for these jobs, and maybe we should just axe out definitely this one. and perhaps this one here. But if, I mean, especially if we're focusing more on FERT, we need to figure out a solution to this. I thought we already got rid of this guy. We did, right?
Who?
Down the bottom, the little Compton.
Yeah, we did.
This one, I think we might have even gotten rid of this guy too. Maybe just these two here.
Who and who?
This one and this one just look like very far out of the way.
I can't see our cursor.
You can't?
Nope.
The red one in like the northwest, and this yellow one in the middle of the map on the northwest.
I really don't know.
Sorry, in the west.
Is there a name?
Yeah, I'll look it up. Hold on a second. All right, well, that's all I got for 855.
Cool.
Anything on your end?
Nope. All good here.